Welcome to the next episode of the series, Silence Has Teeth, a complete saga of vengeance and redemption. Kindly subscribe to my Folktale of Africa and Videos channel for more episodes. Episode 3, The Fall of Voruba. On the night when no stars dared shine, Betrayal wore a familiar face, and as lanterns floated in celebration, swords whispered death beneath false banners. A night of celebration becomes a night of screams. Betrayal wears a brother's face. Tonight, Voruba burns.
Night fell heavy over Voruba. The moonless festival had begun, and in the capital city of Dio, lanterns floated like fireflies across the river while drums pulsed a slow rhythm in the hills. The stars were the only light in the sky, and beneath them, laughter echoed in the courtyards of the royal palace. Children wore masks of ash and feathers. Priests burned incense to ward off evil spirits that were said to roam on nights when the moon refused to shine. But no charm could hold back what came next. At the city's edge, beneath a canopy of shadow and deceit, Kindara's army crept like a serpent through the tall savanna grass. They came in silence, no banners raised, no horns blown. Their armor was blackened, their swords wrapped in cloth to muffle the clinking metal. They wore Voruban colors. At first, the sentries on the outer walls hailed them as allies returning from patrol. They opened the gates without suspicion, without fear. That was the last mistake they made. In seconds, Kindaran blades flashed in the torchlight. The first scream was choked in the throat of a gatekeeper. The second echoed from a courtyard guard whose spear never left his hand. By the time the alarm bells rang, it was already too late. The Voruban army, unarmed and scattered across the city celebrating the festival, scrambled to respond, but the soldiers had been targeted. Their barracks were burned first. Arrows rained down on their training grounds. The palace guard, still in ceremonial robes, were slaughtered as they tried to reach their weapons. In the royal palace, King Kamanu stood on the balcony, watching flames erupt across the city like red flowers in bloom. His wife, Queen Salani, called to him from within the chamber, already clutching their daughter, Princess Amana, to her chest. "We are betrayed," Salani cried. "They wear our colors." Kamanu turned with fire in his eyes and fury in his chest. He had stood against giants before. He had faced enemies on open plains, but betrayal by Kindara, was something he had never prepared for. He donned his ceremonial blade, kissed his daughter's forehead, and roared to his guards, "To the throne room! Hold the citadel!" The palace erupted into chaos. Hallways became battlegrounds. The scent of burning wood and blood mingled in the air. Screams overlapped with shouts of defiance. One by one, the defenders fell. Through a torn tapestry at the back of the throne room, Queen Salani hid Amana in a secret alcove, a space known only to the royal bloodline. It was barely large enough for the girl to crouch inside, but it gave her a sliver of view, enough to see, but not be seen. "Stay here," her mother whispered, pressing a trembling kiss to Amana's forehead. "No matter what you hear, do not cry out, do not move, do not speak." Amana was just 8 years old, but she understood. She bit her lip until it bled to keep from sobbing as her mother closed the fabric over the alcove. She heard the throne room doors burst open, boots scraped against polished marble, blades clanged. The final stand had begun. Kamanu fought like a lion cornered. His blade sang with every swing, cleaving down soldier after soldier. Salani, a warrior queen in her own right, wielded her dagger like a spirit possessed, but it was not enough. From the shadows emerged a warrior wrapped in black, his face hidden behind a bone mask. He moved like a ghost. Amana watched as he struck her father down with a clean, silent slash across the throat. Her mother screamed, lunged, and was run through the stomach by another soldier's spear. And then came the voice, a voice that twisted everything. King Zuberi sends his regards. Tell your ancestors the oath meant nothing. It was Matakai's voice. Amana knew it. She had heard it at banquets, seen him laugh with her father, clink goblets in brotherhood. He had danced at the blood oath renewal just a year prior, and now he stood among the murderers, giving orders like a conductor at a gruesome symphony. When the palace fell, the city followed. The Library of Fire, home to Voruba's ancient scrolls, was torched. The statue of the Sky Sisters, carved into the cliffs above Dio, was defaced and set ablaze. Voruba's history, its pride, its soul, reduced to ash. And through the rubble, a single figure emerged, a palace maid named Kasira. She found Amana still hiding, silent and shivering, behind the throne room's ruined wall. Kasira pressed a finger to her lips, whispered sweet promises of safety, and smuggled the girl out in a cart of linens. But safety was a lie. Kasira was not a savior, she was a survivor. And in the weeks that followed, with Kindera bloated from conquest and paying handsomely for captives, Kasira saw her opportunity. In a dusty market town outside the border, she sold Princess Amana for 10 copper coins and a jug of fermented wine, sold her to Kinderans, the same hands that had destroyed her world.
The sky gave no light, the sword gave no mercy, and the baobab, once a witness to unity, now stood watch over ash. 10 copper coins, a princess sold, a ghost reborn. Please like, subscribe and share. The Spider's Daughter rises next. Thanks for watching. See you in the next episode. Bye.